Hey guys, I'm in the middle of doing something here and I decided to make a video because I just realized this is probably something I know people are interested in because I've seen other guys do videos on this. Um, but the reason I want to make a video is because, let me show you here. I'm currently in the process of cleaning off this manifold. As you can see, this manifold is currently, well, it was worse about 10 minutes ago, but I'm not completely done. You see, I've still got a lot of grease and grime and whatnot in there. And I wanted to show you this because something I believe in is using readily available stuff that is cheap, that works. There's been videos, there have been videos discussing what works, and they try out 7 different products and whatnot. And truth be told, I've never seen them work as fast or as efficiently as what I'm doing. So what do I use? I use this. This is a, well, here, let me just turn the camera. Sorry if that's getting annoying, but, you do what you can when you're just doing these videos impromptu like this. But this is, what the hell is it? LA's totally awesome grill oven cleaner. Cleans and degreases. So what's the big deal with that? The big deal is I got this, I just picked up a new bottle. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree. I think I spent more than $1, but I don't think I spent more than $3 on that bottle. So, let me show you how that works. It works quite well for this sort of thing. It is a degreaser, and it does have a little bit of staying power and loosening power for loosening up caked on things. So, just one of those things where for some people, their heads wouldn't necessarily go there right away. They go to all these more expensive products that you try out and they don't work as well. So let me just show you what I'm talking about here. This area, specifically around that little tower and whatnot, I have not touched at all. So there's a bit of grease and grime down in there too. I'm going to get that. And I'm going to spray this area liberally because, quite frankly, like I said, I only paid $3. What do I care if I need to go grab another bottle? I like to let it sit on there for a minute, but just for sake of this video, I'm just going to speed things up. This stuff is really great for loosening up this caked on junk that is quite frankly just on this manifold, because this manifold, as I understand it, was used quite some time ago. It must have been quite some time ago because they actually don't even make this anymore. Have not for quite some time, but this manifold is the LD4B from Edelbrock, which many will argue is the best manifold ever made for this particular application for the small block Mopars. And mind you, it's getting a little bit cleaner, but Mind you, I did not let this stuff sit the way I normally would. And we're talking about, I'm looking at the counter on the phone here for this video, and I mean, this has not even taken me 5 minutes, and this stuff, sorry for the shaky camera work, and this stuff is loosening up just fine. And at a price point of whatever it is, $3 a bottle, that's quite a bit better than you do for even Simple Green, which actually Simple Green works quite well too, but I find that this works better for loosening up that caked on stuff. Anyway, so I'll just let that sit. Whatever. So that's my first step. I like to go ahead and get the caked on stuff loosened up. If it doesn't remove completely, I don't care, and I'll tell you why I don't care. This is step one of my process. This whole thing, all of the cleaning that I've done there, it's not necessarily clean yet, but it is a world of difference away from where it was, 15 minutes ago. All of the caked on stuff, except for this stuff in these areas I'm still working on, has been removed, or at least has been loosened. That's part of the reason why I like to let this stuff sit. I don't necessarily use this to get the areas clean, and spick and span clean. I use this to loosen up all of that junk. And as you can see, it works quite well. But it works quite well, it's cheap. And then step number 2, which I'll show you in a little bit, I'm going to go to I typically go to the car wash because their pressure washers far stronger than the little $200 jobby I got. I will take it over there and spray it with Easy Off. And I mean, I will liberally spray this stuff. This is a little more expensive. I think it was like $8 a can or whatever. Go ahead, spray this all over everything, everywhere where there's caked on grease. Give it, I believe the instructions say 20 minutes. Let it sit, let it do its work. What it'll do is it'll take any other caked on stuff or stuff that is not released from the surface, and it'll loosen it. Once that has done its job for 20 minutes, hit it with that power washer. I mean, you can do it yourself at home with the power washer if you want. Like I said, I take mine to the car wash just because, for one thing, they have an area where I can make as much mess with the water as I want. It's kind of nice. The other is that their pressure washer the pressure is stronger than I get with my little Harbor Freight jobby. So I've never had a problem. After those 2 steps, take it home, dry it out in the sun, make sure it's completely dry, and then I will typically just go ahead and shoot paint directly onto that. But I'll show you that process. Hi guys, just hope you can hear me. I wanted to show you something. This is the intake manifold that I had sprayed down and did a little scrubbing on back at the house. And managed to loosen up most of the grease that was there. It has pooled in some places, but it's all loosened up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put our oven cleaner on this, let it soak for 20 minutes, and give it a squirt down, and we'll see what we get. Alright, so this is the intake manifold. You can see that very liberal coating of the easy off that I've sprayed on there. I've even gone so far as to go ahead and let it pool in the same places where we had that pooling of all of the dirt and grease. And we're going to leave that for about 20 minutes. Then I'll come back and hose it off and let you see that. I may as well record this. Just getting in there. First, gonna get all the loose foam off. Alright guys, so this guy is now dry. It's funny, there's a little bit of, because it was misting outside, I've got a little bit of a weird kind of a texture on there, but you know, rather than get into spraying this again and all of that, I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't know. It just, I can see it, but it doesn't bother me. And if it bothers somebody else, I kind of don't care. So we'll move on. I wanted to show you something that I'm doing because I don't know. I just do this because it's possible and it is easy and it makes the thing look a little bit fancy. This is just, I should have looked at the grit. I think this was an 80 grit sanding pad for an orbital sander. I like to use this rather than sandpaper because sandpaper sometimes as you're using it, it gets soft and it kind of gets down into details and it ends up scratching this paint job. The only thing I want to scratch is just these letters to reveal them. So I like using this because it's got this stiff back that kind of maintains its attitude a little bit better than a piece of sandpaper would. So that's one way to do it if you want to reveal these letters. And it does work well and it allows you to work slowly, which is kind of nice because then you can pay more attention to what you're doing and hopefully you don't wind up with taking your time. Makes it a little more possible for you to not wind up with crappy results. But since I am also a super impatient person, I thought I'd show you a faster way. This is one of these fiber discs that you get at, you can get them anywhere. You can get them at an auto parts store. I think Harbor Freight carries larger quantities of them if you want to buy larger quantities. I use them quite a bit for different things, so I like to have them around. And I've just got a bit that goes with it, so I can just go ahead and hook it up to my drill. Doesn't need to be a super high speed thing. It's just a matter of doing this and letting the tool do its work. But bear with me a second. I like to get in there with the blower. It really allows me to just blow out any little debris that's in there without me worrying about going in there and digging at the paint. The other reason I like using the fiber disc is because of the speed of it, the rotation. Like I said, you don't have to use a high speed thing. I'm certainly not here. This is just my standard drill that I'm using. But the reason I'm doing that is because this particular manifold, especially after the cleaning, it's not pitted. It's just that there's a texture on there from the casting, and this kind of helps break through some of that to kind of flatten it out, and it almost has a little bit of sheen to it, which I think looks nice. Yeah, so I'll continue that just for sake of demonstration. I'm going to hit that lettering on the back as well. Not even sure that I would always do that, but for sake of demonstration, why not? These pads get worn out pretty quickly. But like I said, it has worn through that kind of texture that was there from the casting, which is kind of nice. And so now, if you go back and hit it with a little bit of that piece of sanding disc that I have here, you actually get some pretty cool. It's a little annoying. Get kind of a cool result. And you don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. It's just kind of a... It's just kind of a look at me, aren't I fancy thing. So, yeah, by all means. Take it or leave it. But just to give you some idea, that is something that I do, and there it is. I think it looks neat.